G'day folks, what is going on? I wanted to bring you all a video. I've been a little bit quieter on the videos the last couple of weeks because I've been traveling. I'm currently in Italy, been here for just over 2 weeks. I'm in a town called Assisi currently. If you can see up there, that's the town up on the hillside, and there's a huge church. Beautiful town. We just got back from walking around inside the village, and I just wanted to get a video done because it's been a couple of weeks. Last one I did, I was back home on the Gold Coast. I just moved apartments, and so I had a bit of a window of opportunity this afternoon, and the team hit me up and said, hey, we need to do another video. So wanted to film one, catch up, let you know what I've been up to. Had some interesting kind of thoughts and stuff that have popped up as I've been away. I'll let you guys know what I've been working on, kind of what I've been doing in the business, what I haven't been doing in the business, some light bulbs that have gone off, some real moments of kind of gratitude and appreciation, and really glad that I invested time and energy into certain things and shifted the way we do things over the last 18 months, because a lot of that has really come to pay off in a big way on this trip. So just the video will be a general kind of life and business update. So I appreciate you hanging out with me. Pretty beautiful property. You can see the bit of a better shot of the church there up on the hill, and I'm surrounded by olive trees on the property here where we are staying. It's about 6:30 at night. The clock's just changed, so it's getting darker later. So it's not gonna, the sun's not gonna fully go down until about 7:30 now, so it's making the days longer. We've been very blessed with incredible weather. You can see I'm just wearing a t-shirt, had a jacket on, but when the sun's shining, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. So quick kind of update on the trip. We started in Milan, landed in Milan, had a couple of nights there, food, walked around the city, wine, just kind of found our feet after a very long flight. The flight from the Gold Coast, from Brisbane rather, was 14 and a half hours to Qatar, and then 6.5 from Qatar up to Milan. So we just had 2 nights in Milan. Then we jumped on a train and went north up to Lake Como, where we had 3 nights up there, and that was stunning. Had this in this really old school hotel on the side of the lake, and just got to do more exploring, and just such a beautiful part of the world. The food everywhere has been so good. Like, I knew it would be good. People say Italy food, of course, but it's blown past my expectations even more than that. And I've been lucky to eat in some pretty amazing places all around the world. I worked in America, I've traveled a fair bit, but the food has just been amazing. And the service, I would say, has probably been some of the best I've experienced anywhere in the world. The staff in hotels, restaurants, bars have just been so awesome. So it's been a great experience on that front. So we did a couple of nights in Como. As we left Como, we got a car and drove kind of east to a place called Lake Garda, and spent a couple of nights in different parts of that. Then we kind of started our trip south, stayed in another little town called Monzembano, if I'm not mistaken. Again, explored the area. So we've kind of just been picking out places, and we'll drive and stay 1 or 2 nights, and then with the car just kind of explore the area. So we haven't had like a super detailed kind of travel plan. It's been pretty relaxed, which has been great. And the schedules kind of wake up, we'll have breakfast, might get a little bit of work in, which I'll talk to you guys about in a second. And then we'll go exploring for most of the day. I've had some calls on some days. Again, we'll circle back on that. Go out for lunch, go out for dinner, crash, do it all again. It's been a really good routine for just over the last couple of weeks. So we started heading south, spent a night in Bologna, had a really good dinner there. That was just kind of a transition night. Jumped on a train down to Florence, where we spent 4 nights, and that's where I got to catch up with Chris Donnelly. Now, for those of you that have been watching the channel for a long time, our customers, clients from our affiliate marketing product, the Super Affiliate Accelerator, Chris and I have been working together since late 2019 on that product in particular. He's a coach within that product, and we've done other things together along the journey. He's an awesome copywriter and just an all-round great guy. And despite having worked together for that long, because of COVID and travel restrictions and all that kind of stuff, we hadn't had the opportunity to meet up. So he's based in Glasgow, and this was as close as we were going to get on the trip. So we met up in Florence for 4 nights with him and his lovely wife Steph and my partner Liana. We did some touristy stuff, did some pasta making. It was fantastic. Really great to finally meet and just be in person together instead of this Zoom call stuff that's unfortunately now the new norm. Something I need to do a lot more of in the future is getting over to the States and back to Europe and meeting up with people. It's just been tricky the last few years for obvious reasons, and Australia's not close, so it's big travel time, but big plans to adjust that in the future. So we hung out in Florence. That was awesome. Then they went back home. We kept heading south and have just been kind of driving and making our way through kind of smaller towns, and now we're in Assisi. We spent a couple of nights in the Chianti region in this really old town with like a population of like 30 people. It was so cool. It's a big wine production region, obviously Chianti, but they'd converted part of the pipes in this town to move wine from one part of the village to the other. So they'd have certain parts of the winemaking process in certain buildings. Being a really old town, they didn't want to destroy them, so they connected them all up with these pipes under the water, under like the footpaths and stuff. It was super, super cool, especially for someone like me who likes wine. So big couple of days kind of going to different wineries and seeing different regions where they make the Chianti wines and Brunello and that kind of stuff. So that was a lot of fun for me, given my interest in that area, which folks who follow me over on Facebook will be pretty aware of because it comes up in a lot of posts. And then we've ended up here, and it's been a big couple of weeks, as you can tell. That's been kind of the trip so far, and from here we kind of keep heading south down to a town called Matera, which was actually in the latest James Bond movie. I think it was the latest one, where he's in that kind of town on the side of the cliff. I think he goes up to a tomb, and then something happens. So we're going down there, and then we kind of hook around and we come back up the coast and ultimately end up in Rome. And in Rome, I'll be catching up with Josh Cousins. Some of you may know him. He's another marketer, another Facebook organic marketer. Him and I have known each other for many years now, since 2019, maybe 18. We connected in the space, and he's a really smart young guy, and it's been awesome to watch him grow, and we've helped each other out. He's been a private client of mine, so we've got a really good connection. So it's gonna be awesome to meet up with him as well, and potentially meeting up with one other inner circle member in Rome as well. We'll have to see if that eventuates. And then I think we fly out on the 12th or the 13th of April, back into Oz, and then back into full swing of things. So that's been kind of the trip. It's been amazing. It's been so good to get away. I haven't done international travel since 2019 with COVID and everything, so that's been amazing, and I can't believe it's only been 2 weeks because we've done so much already, but it's been so much fun. So that's that part out of the way. That's kind of the trip update for those of you that were interested, what's been going on. You can follow me on Facebook if you want to stay up to date with that kind of stuff in more real time. For those of you that are interested, if you like food, you'll probably enjoy it. The business, while we've been over here, has been going really well. I said at the start that the trip has made me really appreciate and be grateful for how I've changed some things and how I've invested my energy and my time. The big thing being, rewind the clock 2 years, we've been doing really well online for an extended period of time, but it was more driven back then by kind of sheer work. And there's nothing wrong with that. You've got to work hard, but there's a level of sustainability to that, and there's a level of cap as well, in terms of like, well, if I just put one more hour in to make more money, you're naturally going to cap out, right? And so for the last 2 years, we've actually slowed down and gone, right, how do we build more strategically so that we're investing energy into the right things that will not only yield us an ROI today, but for months and ideally years into the future. And that comes across a couple of phases of the business. It comes across the content phase, creating videos, content assets that communicate with people when I'm not necessarily around, right? Be that written, video, audio, and then taking that raw content, splitting it up, doing all that kind of jazz, which we can still take a lot further. We've still got a lot more room we can explore with that, but it's served us very well from a financial perspective over the last couple of years and is building. So that's one part of it. Second part of it's in the sales process, how we actually sell things. So we used to do the model of, strategy sessions, all that kind of stuff. And the problem I always had with that was, one, I didn't want to be on the phone, and two, I didn't really have an interest in building a phone team, right? That model works, I'm not saying that, but it just wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't the business that I wanted to build. And so through some of our own discovery and some really influential and helpful mentors, we rebuilt the whole sales process, which took a lot of work initially, but is so much more leveraged now. And what the business really looks like, I wish I had a graphic here, but is you've got this kind of big pre-selling ecosystem, right? And that could be this YouTube channel, the Facebook group, emails, Facebook profile, anywhere that people can watch, listen, read, and learn more about what it is that we do. That's pre-selling. It's pre-selling them on how we do things and how we do things a bit differently, right? In order to produce a certain outcome in the business and in the life of the founder that implements those things. And two, pre-sell them on me, right? And that's to the positive and to the negative, right? Some people like my approach, some people don't, right? And that's totally okay. Someone commented on one of these videos the other day that I saw, and it was like, look, I watch all your videos, but I don't really like you. I was like, okay, fair enough. Appreciate the honesty. They didn't say why, but it doesn't really matter. And so they're two big things that you really want to be trying to pre-sell people on through your content is what's your approach to doing things? What's your unique approach? How does it differentiate you from the market? And what we do is we help people build an online consulting business to 50K plus per month without the need for sales calls, right? So that's kind of our unique approach. And then within that, we have a nuanced strategic approach and a nuanced way of tackling things. So that's one thing we need to pre-sell people on through the content. And the second thing is me as the brand and the leader behind the business. And so that's what that content ecosystem, where we move people around, and email or send someone to YouTube. I can give you a call to action in a YouTube video to go to the group. The group might send you to a PDF, that links off to a video. Like, we build this kind of web. And if you imagine it like a wheel that spins and spins and spins and spins, and then from that, we have chat conversations with people, right? Really, really simple chat conversations, generally over Facebook Messenger, but it doesn't really matter where it can happen. Could happen over email as well. People raise their hand and go, hey, I'm interested in working with you. The main flagship product being my inner circle. And either myself or someone on the team will have a quick conversation. We'll ask a couple of questions. Can we help you? Where are you at? Where do you want to go? Is our methodology a good fit for you? Making sure that they're adequately educated on our approach, which is key. Making sure that they're fully aware that this is how we do things and all that kind of stuff, and it's not a cheap investment and blah 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 blah. Right? We have that conversation, and when we're confident that this person's a good fit for our world and our client community, because the way we build things, and this is a whole kind of another topic to get into, is I don't want a big book of clients. I don't want a big book of inner circle members. I don't want a big book of private clients. I just want a small, intimate, profitable book of inner circle members and private clients that I work with closely, and I know them really well, and I know what they're doing really well, right? And we get on these calls, and it's a small group of people who know each other and are doing things together, and they're JVing and they're masterminding, and we can have a joke, and we've all got a similar sense of humor, and we're not worried about people getting offended by whatever. And so you really want everyone aligned, and in order to do that, you've got to make sure that you filter people on the way through. So we're big on that. And then once we've had that conversation, and if we have that conversation and we don't think they're a fit, we just drop them back into the ecosystem. Some of you may have been through that process where reach out, hey, really appreciate the message, probably not a right fit right now. You can go check out A, B, C, and D. They drop back into the world, which you imagine is like moving around between all of the touch points. And then in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, they might be ready. And then we go again. And then at that point we can work together. And so that's how it really works. There's no pressure, there's no rush, there's no hurry. We actually like people buying slower. This is a concept we're going to talk more and more about, but we actually like people buying slower because it means they're more aligned and educated and congruent with how we do things, which is completely the opposite of the rest of the market, which is like, get lead today, buy tomorrow. And most people need to do that because they're trying to get an instant ROI on their ads and all that kind of stuff. And again, we're not talking about scaling to $1 million a month here, right? This is strategies for people that want to push past that 50K per month mark. Different type of business, right? While still keeping things lean and simple and fun and really enjoyable. Different type of business. So you got to understand what we're talking about here. So we've built a lot of leverage into the sales process because we can just have that chat, send over a PDF that might be 6 to 10 pages. They read it and they say yes or no, right? We might answer some questions. We don't do the intense objection handling. If someone's not ready, they're not ready. If they're not ready and I try to twist their arm, or the team tries and twist their arm to join, then the dynamic after they join is going to be tricky. Because they weren't there yet, right? They weren't there yet. And some people sell this way and that's fine, but it's just not our approach. So we built a lot of leverage into the sales process. And third, leverage into the delivery. Right, and this is really how you structure up what you sell, right? And this is for both group and for one-to-one. It may not seem like you can build leverage into one-to-one, but you can when you know the right way to do it. And so you've got the delivery systems. There's more nuances to this, but they're the big three. There's the content on the front end, which is really your marketing. There's the sales process and the offer and how you sell it. And then there's the delivery. And so we spent the last couple of years really building as much leverage as we could into those three phases. And to round this all out, it's really cool when you invest time and energy over an extended period into a philosophy and an approach, and then you get to go away and see it really in action, really give it the stress test. So that's been really cool, and things are going really, really well. And I'm excited to get home as well, because I get to ramp things up again, and I've got lots of ideas. And when you change up your environment, the creativity gets flowing. I mean, it's pretty beautiful. It's pretty hard not to get the juices flowing a little bit. So it's been amazing to see the hard work over the last couple of years and that real shift in approach come to fruition in a big way. And I see it in our clients as well. They're having huge wins and living a good life, having fun, really enjoying their business, only working with people that they really want to work with at the same time. They're not sacrificing everything for a someday where they hate life now, never see their family, everything's all complicated and like a mess. So that's even more rewarding than within their own business. While I've been over here, things have been pretty simple. Team's been trucking along on the admin side of things. I've been doing my group call once a week with my inner circle members and my one-to-one private client calls, which is a couple of calls a week, creating a bit of content, not so much video, but more written over on Facebook, albeit very short and sweet. I'm also keeping people up to date with what I've been up to. We've dropped a couple of new assets into the Facebook group, and if you're not a member of there, be sure to go and join, because we've got a cool pipeline of free, valuable resources coming that you might want to check out. If all of this stuff is of interest to you, obviously, and if you're still watching, it probably is. And then aside from that, I've responded to a few messages here and there. We've had some new clients jump on, and we've got a couple more that are teed up in the next couple of weeks. That's about it. It's been very relaxed and having a lot of fun and enjoying some time off. And we'll ramp it back up when I get home, implement some new ideas. All right. I've been walking back and forth in this olive tree field for long enough now. I'm starting to puff a little bit, which is probably a sign of all the wine and cheese and salami and pasta and pizza and all that good stuff. So gonna need to hit the gym when we get home. But with that all said, I appreciate you hanging out with me. That's a bit of an update with what's been going on. And like, subscribe, join the group, join the email list if you're interested in this game of building a consulting business, 50K plus per month without needing to do those sales calls, keeping things real simple, having a lot of fun, building a personal brand, and being able to enjoy life in the process. Appreciate you hanging out with me, and I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.